Boom. Synth fan, you are quick on the draw. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tina G, Foxhill Dreams, Susie Brizuela, Cecile Kazimi, Amanda Crawford, Kathleen Cross, Karen Purdy from Newton Falls, Ohio. There she is. Solid Blue Sister, Punxsutawney Mo, Debbie Neiman, Bernadette, Luppy Girl, Samantha Hawkins, Victorina, Ms. Nick, Tracy M, Cindy C, Monique Lee, RJ, Asmila J, and me, BDD in the Heezy. Petty Deb, Stephanie L from Florida, Alaska Cindy, Lucielle, Stella Baxter, Sheila Bird, that's Sheeby, Monique Lee, The Trump Report. I hope you guys are cooler than I am, because it is hot as faheezy up in this plaheezy. Hey! Wilbur McCarthy! Welcome to another episode of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, aka Brooklyn Dad, and this is Storytime. Gling, gling. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. Good Lord, it is hot up in here. Right now, it's hot. We are in the Northeast. We are in the midst of an incredible heat wave, which, as of the last time I checked, threatens to stretch all the way to Thursday, if not Friday. But anyway, we are going to cover a bunch of things. But first, Asmila J is out fishing. That's lovely. But let's jump into our stories of the day. Stories of the day. What is planned obsolescence, and why is my shit constantly breaking? Trump's last rally in Ohio shows that he's lost his mojo along with his marbles. Former Attorney General Bill Barr is trying to flip the script, but we won't let him. Our latest entry into the guessing game pantheon is today's Name That Movie quote. Last but not least, today's You Raggedy Bish is not an individual, it is not a person, it is a company, and that company is Toyota. Yeah, Toyota, they got some nerve. We're gonna get into Toyota's ass. But first, let me welcome some people who just joined us during that commercial break. Excuse me, I see Julian Gutierrez here, Jen Murphy, Lucielle Gavin Rutherford, Lee Saunders, Lisa Straw, Patricia Haverkamp. Let's see, who am I missing here? Catherine Murphy, Jamie from Wisconsin, Valerie G, Bernadette, I'm not sure if I welcomed you already, Misha Oliver, Ness from Connecticut, Samantha Hawkins, Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, I think I got everybody, right? Did I get everybody? Whoa, we got 1269 J Rock is back. What up? Michelle Warmoth is here, as is Cha Cha Natalie B. All right, the gang's all here, mostly. We're expecting some Johnny come latelys. Let's jump into our randomness. Let's see, where's the random? First the cool jam, and now the slides. So, my weekend report, as some of the things I was watching. One thing in particular was really entertaining. It was Liam Neeson's latest movie, and at some point I was like, why am I even watching Liam Neeson in these movies? The dude is like 68 years old. His character really doesn't change. He's a dude that's got a unique set of skills, and if you cross him, he's gonna find your ass and he's gonna make you pay. And this movie really was no different, except now this was in an ice truck. And I've never watched that show, the Ice Road Truckers, but I think I want to watch now because this movie was very entertaining. I gave it an 8.5. It wasn't a perfect movie, but the action was pretty good, and I saw some stuff that I never knew. That's the kind of things that happened on the ice road. So it's very entertaining. He has a nice diverse cast, I think. And the bad guy is really bad. And, spoiler alert, you don't need a spoiler alert for a Liam Neeson movie. You know he's going to kick that ass, and he did. So check it out. That's on Netflix, by the way. So after that, before I move on to the goodies, this right here is my latest toy, and it was relatively cheap. This thing was $12 for the amount of entertainment and satisfaction I'm getting. It is a bargain. This is one of those universal remotes. Hey, Omar Jarala, thank you, my friend, for the donation. I greatly appreciate it. $12. I got this thing. It's a remote, a universal remote. So I get to take all of these remote controls, all of them, and just kick them to the curb. I don't even need them anymore. And I was part of this weekend I spent watching TV, but I was mostly watching my remote do all the things from my DVD player and my sound bar and my cable box and my TV, and it is cool as hell. If you're living in that hell where's my fifth remote, do yourselves a favor, get yourself something like that. This one was by Philips. I'm sure most of them operate the same way, but this shit is great. All right, moving right along. This weekend, our daughter had a sleepover guest, and it's her bestest friend in the world who is unfortunately moving away to the state of Florida next year. So this is like their last year together, and I get a little bit verklempt thinking about the day when she's got to leave, because these two are like this. They are besties friends. Anyway, we went to, hey, Punxsutawney Mo with the donation. Thank you, Punxsutawney Mo. We went out and we got some sushi, and I hadn't had some really good sushi in a long time, and it was delicious. I also had, hibachi chicken, delicious. Oh my God, so good. That spicy tuna roll, I love that, and chicken dumplings. And then we went and got some ice cream, Carvel ice cream, and mine kind of looked closer to the image on the right there. It was vanilla, I had hot fudge, I had hot caramel, I had sprinkles, I had the whipped cream, and the maraschino cherry on top. Booyah! It was delicious. I loved it so much. Okay, so that's it for the random slides, as Julian Gutierrez says. Okay, now I'm hungry. You and me both. Yes, Victorina, there is soft, chill music playing in the background. I just cut that off because we got another thing that we're about to do, and it's our quick hits. Yeah! Yeah! Hit that son of a bee! Yeah, he's been hit so many times. His mojo is definitely waning. And let's do this. Quick hits. So, yeah, this weekend, Trump had another one of his rallies. This one was in Ohio, and it was pretty pathetic. Actually, it was pathetic. It didn't have he didn't have his usual crowd of thousands and thousands of people. He had notably less than 5,000 attendees, many of whom left early. And it's funny because he's just saying the same thing. You know that, I know that. I didn't watch his rally, but if you're on Twitter, people are posting clips of the thing, and all it is was a bitching session. It was just a bitching session about how he lost and they cheated and all this. The recount is over here. The recount, I don't know what they're doing. And it was clear that his usual fans had really pretty much had enough. I'm going to share this little clip with you. There's people just leaving as he's talking. Dead people requested an application. That's what he's saying. They've had enough. They've had enough. They've had enough. We've had enough. It's a trend, guys. It is a trend. This video is courtesy of Patriot Takes. Patriot Takes sent somebody out there to film to film the rally, and they were fortunate enough to capture the exodus, the people leaving. Scribble My Dibble says maybe they want to beat the traffic. RJ says maybe they have seen the light. Maybe it's both. On the right, there is a movement now. It's slow and it's steady and it's subtle, but it is there. This right here is Adam Kinzinger. Now, Adam Kinzinger is one of the Republican members of the House that did vote to convict Donald Trump for impeachment. And he had some interesting comments about him. He called him a loser president, no lies told. And also he noted that he is the first president to lose re-election in decades. That would be since George H.W. Bush. That's a fun fact. George H.W. Bush was the last incumbent president to lose his re-election because Bill Clinton served 2 terms, George W. Bush served 2 terms, and President Obama served 2 terms. So, yeah, so sad. And even Mitt Romney, Mitt Romney, after getting caught in this really unfortunate photo, he can't miss an opportunity to lay it on thick there. And he says, here in the U.S., there's a growing recognition that this is a bit like WWF, that it's entertaining, but it's not real. I think people recognize it's a lot of show and bombast, but it's going nowhere. The election is over. It was fair. Yeah. Now, that's no surprise hearing that from the likes of Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney, again, he is the guy who will say one thing and then vote another way. Okay, so Mitt, you're not scoring any brownie points, but we do welcome your occasional moments of truth and times when you find your spine. Even former Vice President Al Gore got in on the fun, and he says, yeah, it's time for you to move your ass on. This shit is over. And by the way, I don't know what is happening with Al Gore's skin tone there. It looks like he is doing the tanning bed, and it does not do him any justice. It's kind of making him look a little bit orange. Not good. But here's a good looking dude right here. This is John F. Kennedy Jr. Why am I bringing up John F. Kennedy Jr., who tragically died in a plane crash? Well, because the QAnon crowd seems to think that John F. Kennedy Jr. is actually alive. And there were a bunch of these bozos at the Ohio rally. And this guy, his name is Vincent Fusca. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name. Vincent Fusca. They believe this guy is this guy. Again, they believe this guy is this guy. And I don't know how many times you have to be hit in the head with a pointy rock to make you think that this guy is this guy. And that he would be caught dead at a rally with a bunch of morons like that. John F. Kennedy Jr. was a Democrat. He was a smart guy. And nah, that's not him, guys. And you know what? If he was alive and, as they say, coming back to hold the pedophiles cabal accountable, why hasn't he done it yet? What is he wasting his time at this rally wearing a shitty hat and T-shirt? Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. That's ridiculous. Now, Bill Barr is on his rehabilitation, his image rehabilitation tour. He is going around to periodicals like The Atlantic, and he is trying to cast himself as this lone, brave soul behind the scenes that was actually against everything that Trump was doing. And nah, dude. See, the thing about living in the year 2020 and 2021 is that receipts are a lot easier to come by. Everybody got video. Everybody, right? We know that he did step forward after the election, and he confirmed that there was no widespread fraud. But at that point, he's already in save his own ass mode. That's it. He's seen the writing on the wall. Well, Trump is out. This shit is official. I got nobody to cover my ass covering his ass. So now he's trying to backtrack everything he did. But back in June, before the election, he was saying about mail-in ballots that mail-in ballots present, quote unquote, so many occasions for fraud that they cannot be policed. I think it would be very bad. And he raised the possibility of counterfeiting without evidence. And when he was asked by Representative Mary Gay Scanlon of Pennsylvania if he had any evidence to support his claims, he said, "No, but I have common sense." Yeah, you have no evidence, but before a crucial big election, you were casting doubt into the election process? That's some bullshit, man. And yeah, you did that. And we have the receipts. And we also have common sense. So you can take your bullshit on the road and tell it to people who don't know any better. Last but not least, the search continues in Surfside, Florida for 151 people that are still missing in that tragic building collapse. Already, they've accounted for 10 people who have perished. 10 people died as a result of that building collapse. And they had a press conference this morning that included Ron DeSantis and included the mayor and included a bunch of people. And what I didn't appreciate about that press briefing, I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch it, but he had a bunch of stooges step to the mic and slip in some praise for some undeserved praise for Ron DeSantis. I mean, come on. This is not the time for you to be, for people to be patting you on the back. I thought that was very tacky. There's people who are still looking for their loved ones, still waiting for word on their remains. And you know what? Really, just leave it to the people. And this thing just this whole incident with the building falling and them not having any answers about why it fell. Yeah, they said there were reports of faulty concrete throughout the building, but that whole shit came down. And it's taking every ounce of self restraint for me not to launch into a whole conspiracy theory diatribe about it. I'm not going to do it because I just want to honor the people who died and the people who are still missing. But that shit is that shit is fishy to me. All right, that's it for our quick hits. Yeah, Misha Oliver said explosion. That's I'm not gonna add anything to that. It did look like that building kind of imploded the way they demolished building. But why would they do that at 5 o'clock in the morning and not tell anybody? I don't know. Don't know. All right, so it is now time, ladies and gentlemen, for our timeline a cleanse. Timeline cleanse. Okay, I got some cute ones today. Some very cute ones. This first one is kind of a shout out to my name that tune guessing game. My feeling is this: if I had a baby doing doing the tunes instead of me, this show would be popping. I give you name that baby tune. I started to settle with the woman. Scaramouche, scaramouche. Well, you did a fine dango. Thunderbolts are lightning. Very, very frightening me. Galileo. 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 Figaro. Figaro. I'm just a poor boy from a poor family. The adorableness is way off the charts there. Yeah, my show would be fire if I had her. Yes, and you are correct, Paula Freitas. That was Queen, Trump Reaper, and Lee Saunders shouted out Bohemian Rhapsody, Correctamundo. All right, next up, we're going to stick with kids in this show. Have you ever tried to sneak into a movie theater? I know I have. I successfully snuck in. So I snuck in when I was probably about 10 years old on Dyckman Street. We had a movie theater on Dyckman Street in Washington Heights. It was called the Alpine Theater, and I snuck in to see The Evil Dead. It was an R-rated movie, and it was scary, but it was great to see it when you snuck in. But nowadays, kids have gotten a whole lot more sophisticated in their sneaking in. Excuse me. Oh my God. What is this, like a 8 foot tall guy, huh? I'll take 2 tickets to Mortal Kombat, please. Yo, but the thing is, they're wearing a trench coat, which kind of makes it look extra creepy. But then you look at it's got a little like 8-year-old face up there. That's hilarious. Oh my God, that was great. Okay, last but not least, we're getting. Well, this next one is kind of a kid, I guess. This kid this next kid did not show up at the Trump rally, but he did show what you can do with a soup can, and I'll leave it at that. Where is it? Here we go.
Can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? Can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? Can't throw a brick, it's too heavy.
I think I watched this too many times.
That, right?
How do they do that?
But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right?
I swear, it looks like a can hit him in the side of the head.
Power into that, right? Can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? Can't throw a brick, it's too heavy.
And he winds back,
too. A can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? Can't throw a brick.
Yeah, he really did put some power into that. That's quick hits! Hit that some of my bee! Jen Murphy says, so cathartic. Yes, I've watched that way too many times. I should not have watched it so many times, but it's still funny as hell. And Jamie said, like 500 more times, please. Yeah. All right. That's it for our timeline cleanse. And I'm going to jump right into this next segment. It is called Planned Obsolescence. And as a visual aid, I would like to present to you. Does anybody know what this is? Anybody recognize this? Anybody know what this item is? Please, let me know. This is how it looks right side up. Yes, okay. Lee Saunders jumps in first correctly. She says fridge tray, followed by the Trump Reaper. Sylvia Correa, Pasa D says fridge thingy. That's right. This fridge thingy is from our refrigerator, and it is broken. It is broken right here. This thing is no good. And we have a Frigidaire refrigerator, and so now that's useless. And attempting to order a replacement part is a whole lot of bullshit. It's a whole lot of bullshit. And I've read comments of people who have gotten replacements, and they're like, yeah, once it breaks, it's always breaking. It's never the same. And that brings me to planned obsolescence. Now, you guys probably already heard about this. I'm a little embarrassed that I'm so slow on the take for a lot of things. I literally only just learned about planned obsolescence. Let me correct myself. I've only recently learned that planned obsolescence is a thing, right? I've always sat there like, when my cell phone starts acting funky after like 2 or 3 years, I'm like, this is peculiar. Why is it like every 3 years or 2 years, like clockwork, is my phone suddenly on the fritz? Why can't my phone go to 4 years or 5 years? It's planned obsolescence. So, what is planned obsolescence? Well, it's basically the manufacturers of a product planning for your shit to break down in a certain period of time so that you can either repair it, you have to get new parts for it, or so that you have to buy a whole new thing. Planned, Amanda Crawford, it's planned obsolescence. So when something is obsolete, it's no longer good. It's no good. In other words, they don't make them like they used to. Huh? When you hear there's an old saying, they don't make them like they used to. That's not bull. It's true. So back in the day, I'm going to start with light bulbs because this is where I found out. This is where I learned about planned obsolescence. I was watching this movie, and the movie was talking about light bulbs, right? And back in the day, like this light bulb here is 110 years old. 110 years old. It is at the Livermore, California Fire Station number 6. Fire Station number 6 in Livermore, California. This bulb has been burning in that fire station for 110 years. No joke. They never shut it off. And it's a 4-watt bulb. It emits just enough light for it not to be pitch black. Originally it was meant to be a night light so that firemen didn't bump into shit, in the dark. So the movie that I watched was called The Great Light Bulb Conspiracy. And because, I love my conspiracy theories. And it explains how just after the invention of the light bulb, a bunch of the major light bulb manufacturers got together. So we're talking like Philips, General Electric. There was a German company. I can't remember the name of the German company. They all got together in a collective that they called the Phoebus Cartel. Phoebus was, I believe, the Greek god of light. Yeah. And this cartel, they set guidelines on how effective these light bulbs should be. So the early light bulbs, they were lasting about 2,500 hours. 2,500 hours, one light bulb would last that long. And it was good. And the problem was that those light companies, they were losing money. They'd sell a light bulb and it was so good, it was too good, they couldn't sell anymore. And you have a finite number of customers, because your shit is so good. So they're like, and it took them a very long time to find the right material for the filament for it to last that long. So now they get together and they're like, well, we ain't making any money, so we have to reverse engineer this shit and build some failure into it. So they built failure into the light bulbs. So then their efficiency dropped from 2,500 hours to now only 1,000 hours. Nowadays, an LED light bulb will last about 50,000 hours. So if you have one of those newfangled LED light bulbs, that shit will last probably after you sell the house and somebody else moves in, that light bulb will still be working. Excuse me. But planned obsolescence is in practice in most companies that sell products. And guess what? It ain't illegal. Nope, not at all. In fact, the best they can do to a company where the planned obsolescence is suspected, the Consumer Product Safety Commission has the power to issue durability standards if they want to. Yeah. So car companies, car manufacturers, when they first came out with the Ford, the Model T Ford, it was a big hit, right? And it was a bestseller. They sold these things for $500 each, $500, and it was great. And the problem was they made them too good, and they weren't breaking down enough, and so, they wanted to jack up the price for these things. And what they started doing was the original Ford cars were only black. They only came in black. And so that is when they introduced color. And, they had some other modifications and changes that they made to the cars. But the color actually was the main thing. Originally, those cars were only available in black. And all of a sudden, it's like, Mildred, look, the new model comes in a pea soup green. Oh, wow, we'd be the first people on our block to get a fancy ride like that. Ooh, with the white wall tires, And so this isn't obsolescence as much as it is just keeping up with the Joneses. Look at this. This is a new car, the Reflex, also made by Ford. This is a current snazzy looking car. So if you're one of those people who always wants to have the newest and the latest and the best, it's not like a character flaw in you. It's not. It's something that these manufacturers, not just of cars, but of many technological devices, they want you to want bigger and better. They want you to, so that they continue to make more, make money. And so the obsolescence isn't the deal with the colors, but the parts for your car. Doesn't matter. Without fail, you can take your car in for a tune-up, for an oil check, for whatever check you get on a regular basis to maintain your vehicle. Without fail, you're always going to have something dropping off in your car that needs to be replaced, and they get that money too. Cell phones. You guys remember that in the middle there, that old brick cell phone, and then the Nokias came out. They were little and they were sleek, and then the flip phones came out, and we all felt like Captain Kirk. Um, these are all dinosaur cell phones now. All dinosaurs. And then Apple, excuse me, came out with the iPhone, and they done changed the game. They done changed the game, and they created a whole atmosphere around the selling of their phones, the selling of their newest phones. I remember people who had the iPhone 6, and then a year later they went to get the new iPhone 7, or whatever the next model was. And that was a thing. There were people waiting online. Your phone is still perfectly good, perfectly functional, but still you are compelled to get that new phone. That might be an age thing. I don't know, because I'm 53. I remember when I was younger, I was that guy who wanted the bigger and the better and the newer. Yeah? And now I'm like, man, as long as this thing still working, I'm good. But Apple actually kind of got in trouble because they had the planned obsolescence built into their phones with the battery and the operating system. And at one point, they got sued, and they had to agree to pay $113 million to 34 U.S. states to declare that the company intentionally concealed problems with the battery of some of their older phones. Now, what's $113 million to multi-billion dollar company Apple? It's nothing. That's like change you find in the couch cushions. That's nothing to them. But they're still making money hand over fist, producing shit that is not built to last. And the same goes with the Androids. So, is it all bad? Honestly, no. It's not all bad. I mean, sometimes I feel like it's bad when my shit breaks down when I need it the most. But I used to have an old TV like this. Anybody else out there had a black and white TV that had the knob that you had to physically change the channel, right? Do you guys remember that? And they had the antennas that you'd wrap tin foil around to to improve the reception. That shit, yeah. And look, that old Pong video game. Right now, they have video games with incredible lifelike, realistic graphics. We now have flat screen TVs that are super duper fancy, and they even let you get a universal remote, so you don't have to get your fat ass up off the couch to change the channel. And now you have more than just 13 channels. Now we have like a million channels, more channels than we know what to do with. So the planned obsolescence, it's bad because, now when you buy something, I used to think buying the extended warranty was a sucker's bet, right? Only the suckers buy the extended warranty. Yeah, because man, you buy the product, uh, and if you buy the extended warranty, nothing goes wrong with it. But if you have like a 5 year extended warranty, guarantee you that after 5 years and a week, your shit is gonna break down. Oops. Yeah. But the thing that's good about this planned obsolescence is that it also does push technology forward. You know, again, here was our old TV sets, and here's our new TV sets. You want to go back to this? I say no. I say no. I like my TV set with millions of pixels and millions of different variations of RGB color. I love it. I love it so much. But it is frustrating trying to figure out, you know, and when I buy this product, do I have to? Do I have to get the extended warranty? Do I have to? Because look, in the past month, my toaster broke down, my refrigerator thing. I've had like, oh, my dishwasher broke down. And I did get the extended warranty for that because it has a whole lot of different moving parts. And if you have to go back to the store and get it repaired or buy a new, that shit costs. So you might as well, you might as well just grin and bear it. That's what I got to say about that. So, this segment, I just kind of wanted to share with you guys something I learned recently that I thought was fascinating and thought provoking. What do you guys think? Do you guys buy the warranties? Lucy L said it depends on the warranty. Lisa Straw says she always gets the extended warranty. There's certain things I won't do it for, like a small device that's like $35. I'm not going to spend another $6 for a warranty. Because then I feel it's just a tax. It's like well, here's the price for your product, but here's another $200 warranty in case something goes wrong. And unfortunately, so many of us know from Murphy's Law what can go wrong will go wrong. It's better to be safe than be sorry. Alicia Williams says she had the same washer and dryer since 2005. That is good. Cindy C says, nope, Trump Reaper, usually not. Anissa is a warranty nerd. Yeah. I think if you spend money on a big item, let's see. Stella Baxter says, yes, I get the warranties for big items. That makes sense, because those big items, they're expensive and, yeah, you want to be protected. But the cheap stuff, Cha Cha says, not on stuff I can afford to replace. Lee Saunders says, buy with your credit card. You get better cover and insurance with that rather than debit cash. I got to look into that. Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I would like to now move this conversation over on to our guessing game. And today's guessing game is Name That Movie Quote. Most of you have already played these guessing games with me. Those of you who are new to it, here's how it goes. I'm going to read a quote from a certain movie, and you have to guess what movie that came from. Now, I'll just do a very easy peasy one. And once you guessed it, you just type it in, you hit send, and I'm going to read off the first 5 or 10. Misha Oliver says, she's not good at this. Don't you worry. You will get one of these. I promise you that. Here's an easy peasy one, right? This is not part of the thing. I'm just saying, we're going to need a bigger boat. What movie is that from? We're going to need a bigger boat. There we go. An explosion of people saying Jaws. That is correct. So, Here we go. We got Ness, Misha Oliver, Susie Brizuela, Linda Kay, Amanda Crawford, Scribble My Dibbles, The Trump Reaper, Cindy C, Peter is a Boss, Hilda Baiza, Cha-Cha, Lisa Straw, Sylvia Correa, Lee Saunders, RJ, Cecile Casimi. I'm looking for Misha Oliver because she said she's no good at this. All right. So that was our test run. I can't read all the names, but, I read as many as I can. Here's the first one. Are you ready? This one is actually a little bit challenging. I will be impressed with you guys if you get this.
Just walk away. Give me your pump, the oil, the gasoline, and the whole compound, and I spare your lives. Just walk away, and we give you a safe passageway in the wastelands. Just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror.
Okay, so I see a bunch of guesses here that I'm going to give partial credit to. The actual answer that I was looking for was the Road Warrior, which is part 2 in the Mad Max saga. Okay? So, the partial credit is Hilda Baiza, Sheila Bird, Cindy C. Actually, Cindy C says Mad Max 2, so you are correct. You and Ness from Connecticut correctly guessed Road Warrior. We got Amanda Crawford, partial. Sheila Bird said Road Warrior. Julianne Gauthier said Mad Max, as did Jamie from Wisconsin, Susie Brizuela, Cecile Gazimi, Misha Oliver. I told you. I told you he was going to get one of these. Gavin Rutherford. Cha-Cha, you get partial for saying Mel Gibson. Lisa Hathaway, this was not Beyond Thunderdome, but it was a thing. And it's funny, the people who guessed the Terminator, Jen Murphy and Lucy L., you're not alone, wifey. Because of my accent, wifey thought I was doing Arnold. Yeah, so good one, guys. All right, you ready for the next one? Next one, here we go.
I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5? Well, to tell you the truth, in all this excitement, I kind of lost track myself. But being this is a .44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and would blow your head clean off, you gotta ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk?
I got, Clint Eastwood may be a dickhead, whatever, arguing with an empty chair. But I gotta say, that is one of the best lines. It was a badass line ever delivered.
Do you feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk?
So good. All right, so at the top here, we got Susie Brizuela. Scribble My Dibbles. I'll give you partial credit, Scribbles, for saying Clint Eastwood, correct. Lisa Hathaway. Cha-Cha. Lee Saunders. Julianne Gauthier. Karen Purdy. Ness from Connecticut. Jen Murphy. Alicia Williams. Pasta D. Misha Oliver again. You see, you got this one. Gary Montero. Punxsutawney Mo. Lisa Straw, Sheila Bird, Amanda Crawford, Stephanie L, Samantha Hawkins, Lee Saunders, Cecile Gazimi, Fan, and Gavin Rutherford. Also Natalie Bierman. Everybody, you guys got this one. That one was too easy. All right. Yes, he is a Trump supporter, RJ. Next one. Here we go.
This is beautiful. What is that, velvet? This is beautiful. What is that, velvet?
What is that movie? It's one of my favorite lines. In fact, most of these quotes are my favorite lines for some of these movies. Da 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 ra da 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 ra da 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 ra da 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 da. Okay, I got enough correct guesses to say yes. This is from Eddie Murphy's classic Coming to America. And at the top, we have Tracy M., Anissa, Alicia Williams. It's interesting. A bunch of you are saying Pulp Fiction. I've got to look that up. Amanda Crawford, Cindy C., Cha Cha, Peter is a boss, Samantha Hawkins, Cecile Kazimi, Julianne Gauthier, Coming to America, Wilbur McCarthy, Sandra. I don't know when that line appeared in Pulp Fiction, but now I got to look that up. Okay, next one. You guys ready? Here's the next one. Just a fly in the ointment, Hans. The monkey in the wrench. The pain in the ass. What is that movie from? Just a fly in the ointment, Hans. The monkey in the wrench. The pain in the ass. All right, you guys are good. You guys are very good. That was from Die Hard. There was Bruce Willis. And there's other classic lines, yippee-ki-yay. That would have been too easy. Come on over to the coast. We'll get together, have a few laughs. That's what he said while he was in that air duct there. All right, at the top here, we got Gary Montero at the top, followed by Wilbur McCarthy, Corey Lord, Sylvia Correa, Samantha Hawkins, Tracy M., Amanda Crawford, Monique Lee, Jen Murphy, Julianne Gauthier, Susie Brizuela, Natalie B., Alicia Williams, Cecile Kazimi, Misha Oliver, Peter is a boss, Ness, Lucy, Pasta. Damn you, Pasta D. She said the honeymooners. And Gavin Rutherford and Linda Kay, Lisa Hathaway. Very good, you guys. Okay. Next up. This is two people, two parts. Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder. Who's scruffy-looking? What's that from? There was two people. The second line was, who's scruffy looking? All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Some of your guesses are funny. I see three correct guesses thus far, and some that I'm giving partial credit to. So I'm going to say the three correct guesses are. Let's see. We got Corey Lord with The Empire Strikes Back is what we're looking for. Peter is a boss. Stella Baxter and Ness from Connecticut. And the partial credit I'm giving, if you said Star Wars, you get partial credit because it is a Star Wars movie. We got Punxsutawney Mo. We got Susie Brizuela. E-I-E-I-O. Amanda Crawford, Cecile Kazimi, Natalie B., Cha-Cha, Sylvia Correa, Cindy C., Julia Gauthier. Pasta D is guessing Bridesmaids. Let's see. Okay, let's see. All right, next one. Where are we now? This one's a good one. This one's a good one. Oh man, how'd you get the beans above the frank? Oh man, how did you get the beans above the frank? Oh man, how'd you get the beans above the frank? This one's a little challenging, folks. This one is a little bit challenging. All right, you guys are actually very good. This was the hilarious comedy. If you haven't seen this one yet, do yourselves a favor, check this one out. It's called There's Something About Mary, and it's the classic scene where Ben Stiller is recounting the time when he was going to the prom with Mary, aka it was played by Cameron Diaz, and he was zipping up in the bathroom and got his junk caught in the zipper. Frank and beans. And at the top here we got Anissa Cameron, Amanda Crawford, Ness from Connecticut, Matt Meehan, Jen Murphy, Jamie from Wisconsin, Peter is a boss, Lisa Straw, Misha Oliver. Oh, no, no, Blazing Saddles, it is not. Susie Brizuela, Julianne Gauthier. Okay. Looks like I'm running out of space on my computer. Okay. Cindy C. Very good. Next up. This is another funny one, too. You and your mom are hillbillies. This is a house of learned doctors. You're not a doctor. You're a big, fat, curly-headed fuck. You and your mom are hillbillies. This is a house of learned doctors. You're not a doctor. You're a big, fat, curly-headed fuck. That's such a good movie. I swear to God. I swear to God. I love it so much. All right. Let's see. Who do we got at the top here? At the top, we got Cha Cha correctly guessing Step Brothers, and she is followed by Anissa, Amanda Crawford, Ness, Cindy C, Peter Isabaz, Julianne Gauthier, Samantha Hawkins, Jen Murphy, Tracy M, Gavin Rutherford, Alicia Williams, Wilbur McCarthy. Very good, you guys. The drum set, Alicia, the drum set was hilarious. Okay, I got a few more. Yeah, I actually literally have two more. Here we go. First one. How did I beat you? You're too fast. Do you believe that my being stronger or faster has anything to do with my muscles in this place? Do you think that's air you're breathing? Again. Wow, son of a gun, son of a gun. You guys are very good. This is the dojo scene from The Matrix. And so my idea for doing today's game was because yesterday on Twitter they were trending like name 5 movies you're confident you've seen at least 10 times. And I've probably seen The Matrix about 50 times, not even exaggerating. I've seen it a lot. Oh, Alicia Williams with Why Are You Sweating? I was watching Cops. That's a funny part, too. All right. So at the top here for The Matrix, we have Ness from Connecticut, Gary Montero, Punxsutawney Mo, Susie Brizuela, Amanda Crawford, Jamie from Wisconsin, Pasta D incorrectly guessing dodgeball, Asmila J, Misha Oliver, Samantha Hawkins, Linda K, Sheila Bird, Lucy L, Jed Murphy, Natalie Bierman, Cindy C, Gavin Rutherford. Okay, last one, you guys. Last one. I almost messed it up, too. Here we go. Rhett, if you go, where shall I go? What shall I do? Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. What shall I do? Where shall I go? Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Ah, yes, indeed. GWTW. It was Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind. This is an old movie. I think it's been banned. Which, I think, no, don't ban a movie like that. Yeah, there's some racist tropes in there, whatever, but it was, it was correct for the period. I don't care. I've seen this movie. It's a long-ass movie. It's like 3 or 4 hours, maybe more. It's, whatever. I don't think it necessarily glorifies that period, but, people are going to have their own opinions about this. Nowadays, Brett's Frankly My Dear, I Don't Give a Damn, that was some serious shit. But today it'd have been like TBH Bay IDGAF. I don't give a faheezy, to be honest. All right. But that was, for that time, him saying I don't give a damn, that was a big deal when they made this movie. They made it back in the black and white days. I think this movie was in color, though. Let's see. So at the top, we got Michelle Warmoth, Linda K, Hilda Baiza, Samantha B, 80s Not Casablanca, Lee Saunders, Punxsutawney Mo, Tracy M, The Trump Reaper, Monique Lee, Matt Meehan says Fine with the Wind. I'll accept Fine with the Wind. Amanda Crawford, Samantha Hawkins, Stella Baxter, Cindy C, Jamie from Wisconsin, Alicia Williams, Jen Murphy, Julia Gauthier, Natalie B. Everybody guessed correctly. Thank you so much for playing this game with me. Tune in next time for possibly another game. All right, so let's see. Let me jump right on in to our last but not least, You Raggedy Bitch. And as I mentioned earlier, today's You Raggedy Bitch is not a person, it's a thing. It's a corporation. It is Toyota. So Toyota, as it turns out, Toyota is funding, it is making donations to Republicans, which that in itself is not a sin. Not all Republicans are horrible. Adam Kinzinger is one who is not horrible. But this is after they made a pledge not to donate to people who helped undermine our elections. But still, Toyota, back in the day, yeah, Punxsutawney Mo says, oh, what a feeling. Yeah, that used to be Toyota's slogan. Now it's let's go places. I'm not going any place with Toyota. Frankly, I own a Lincoln, and I'm very happy with it. It's American made, damn it. But Toyota is a leading corporate donor to Republican lawmakers who voted against certifying Joe Biden as the winner of the 2020 U.S. presidential election. Toyota has given $55,000 to 37 Republicans who fit that description. 37. $55,000. So this, Toyota, this is what you are basically endorsing. Your money is saying that this was okay because those 37 Republicans helped create this scene. And to make matters worse, right? So Toyota donated almost twice as much money and almost 5 times as many candidates as the next leading company, but that's Cubic Corporation. They made 8 donations, but 37 donations. To make matters worse, they said Toyota supports candidates based on their position on issues that are important to the auto industry and the company. We do not believe it is appropriate. We do not believe it is appropriate to judge members on Congress solely based on their votes on the electoral certification. They do not believe it is appropriate to judge members based on their votes on the electoral certification. They are splitting hairs here. Their votes on the electoral certification were saying to not respect the will of the people. Toyota. So the people, fun fact, the people are the ones that buy your shitty cars. Your Prius. Your Corollas. Do they still make Corollas? I don't even know. Your Camrys. I found out they also make Lexus too. Lexus. So, yeah, it's unfortunate for people who have already bought Toyota products. And I don't own one. But keeping this in my brain that should I ever need to buy another vehicle, or a friend or family member says, hey, look, I'm thinking about, either a Toyota or this other vehicle, I'm going to say, go with that other vehicle. And hopefully the rest of us do the same thing too. This is not something that is going to generate an immediate hit on their bottom line. They are still going to sell Toyotas. They are. But every little bit of negative attention we can shine on Toyota, we should do it because we are consumers. They don't know if we're getting ready to buy a car or not. They don't know if our neighbor's getting ready to buy a car or not. But shit on Toyota. Shit on them. They don't have to make that. What they're saying is that they don't give a damn how we feel about democracy. They don't give a damn about it. So, yeah, I hope if you guys are planning on buying a Toyota, don't do it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. It is now time for me to take this many questions from you because my time is running a little bit on the longish side. Misha Alvarez says she had an 18-year-old Toyota Celica. I remember those. Yeah. Foxhill Dreams wants to know, BDD, what if you do see a police officer doing harm to an individual? What would you do? I would pull out my phone. I would start recording, and I would start telling that police officer, you are being recorded right now. You are abusing that individual. You are using unnecessary force. Cease and desist. Stop what you are doing. That is a human being you are handling. That's what I would do. I would do it. The Trump Reaper wants to know, what did it cost to self-publish The Little Liz President? I think all in, including the artwork, and I had to buy these ISBN numbers and a bunch of other stuff. I think all in, Cha-Cha, thank you, my friend, for the donation. I think all in it cost just about $5,000, all in. Not cheap, not cheap. Yeah. And Last one. This is number 3. I said I was going to do 2, but I'm going to do number 3 because Karen Purdy almost never asks me a question. Karen Purdy says, how does your version of bigotry work? It's an interesting question. How does my version of bigotry work? I don't know. I don't believe I am bigoted against anyone. But my understanding of bigotry is having a negative view of people based on their religious beliefs or based on their ethnicity. That is my understanding of bigotry. But not being a bigot, I can't speak of my own version of bigotry. And oh, Monique Lee dropping the 20 spot. Thank you, my friend. That is very kind and generous of you, too. Thank you. I just want to read this one really quick. Cindy is saying, why does Donald Duck wear a towel when he comes out? Sure to wear your mask? Wear your gloves? Oh, no. Did it stall? Ah! It says buffering. Looping, buffering. I almost made it all the way to the end. Buffering and a troll. Let's see, but you don't have spaces, right? Let's see. Buffering. Scribble My Dibbles just texted me, said buffering. Oh, I was buffering, and now I'm back. Hey, I'm so glad I didn't stop. All right. Okay, so as I was saying, mask, gloves, social distance, 6 feet or better. And have a lovely, relaxing, cool evening. Won't be here tomorrow, but I'll be back on Wednesday. Same time, same place. I love you all. Peace. Okay, so some of you missed the question about Donald Duck's towel. And the question was, why does Donald Duck wear a towel when half the time he is half naked with no pants anyway? Smarter minds than mine have pondered that. I do not have a definitive answer for you. Yes, Lisa Straw, let me echo your comment. Thank you to all of our beautiful moderators. You guys rock. Hey! Cindy C with the reminder to please hit that like button. Punxsutawney Mo with the reminder to keep your masks on, jackasses. I got no punchline, Gavin. There's no punchline. Hey! Yeah, I didn't have a punchline for that Donald Duck towel thing. Yeah, Stella Baxter. I will retweet that soup can hitting Trump thing because that was funny as hell. If anybody does have a punchline for that Donald Duck pants thing, I would love to hear it. All right. Guys, thank you for another lovely show. I will see you on Wednesday. And now it's time because you need to leave.